Are you thinking about moving to Colorado Springs, but wondering if Peyton, Colorado might be a better fit for you? If so, you're in luck because we got all the details.
That's right. Both areas offer great living options, but they come with their own set of benefits and challenges. We're going to dive into everything from cost of living to the lifestyle and more, so you can make an informed decision which area best suits you.
Stay tuned. All right, first of all, let's talk about location. Colorado Springs is the second largest city in Colorado, and it's packed with amenities. So if you are looking to stay close into town for great shopping, dining options, entertainment venues, if drive time is something that's really important to you, Colorado Springs might look a little bit more attractive because when you start to get to the outskirts of Peyton, Meridian Ranch, Woodman Hills, Paintbrush Hills, we're in that area. I would say that we're 5 to 10 minutes away from Colorado Springs, but everything for us in town is still usually a 30-minute drive. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. Again, they both have their own unique challenges.
For sure. And if you're looking to be kind of close to the action, Colorado Springs offers a convenience, like Sean just said, in every direction. You'll find top schools, neighborhoods, parks, rec centers, tons of family-friendly, different activities. The city is definitely designed to kind of have between like I-25, Powers, 224. It's all super easy, fast commute. And to the Colorado Springs Airport, we go there almost every single month. You do get the perks of a well-developed urban area without overwhelming traffic and chaos of larger areas like Denver.
Yeah, and if you're really, like I said, if you're okay with the drive time, Peyton is a little bit outside of that, but it's also getting developed. There are things that are coming to the area. There's things that have already come to the area. We have a King Soopers, we have a Safeway, we have a Walmart. There's more restaurants. Unfortunately, they're all chain driven. What's the not Subway, but the other one that we really like? Firehouse. Firehouse Subs is coming here soon, which I know doesn't sound like a crazy thing, but for Peyton, that's pretty exciting. Chipotle's here.
I think the more growth, I mean, we've been in Peyton for what, 4 years now? And just within that time period, it's expanded so much. And you really do. You don't necessarily have to go into town every single day if you don't want to.
Unless you need Home Depot.
That's
place. We have a Sherwin-Williams, but no Home Depot, no Ace Hardware, no Lowe's.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, I don't quite understand maybe, but hey, you know what? We have 50 million freaking
dentists. Yep.
And tire places.
Yep.
We have local small business. We have bigger name ones. I mean, that is on every corner.
Yeah, and the great part about Peyton when it comes to location is you do get the peace and quiet. It's a little bit further out of town. It's a small vibe, a small city vibe, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. But you do get outside of kind of the hustle and bustle, and you're still not super far away. So again, it really just depends. If you're wanting to stay close to the action, 10, 15-minute drives, Colorado Springs might be a better fit for you. If not, then maybe come join us out here in Peyton. We're happy to show you all the homes. We'll talk about homes and cost of living and things like that as well here shortly, but we would love to show you the area, and Peyton is definitely up our alley, so it might be for you too.
So now let's talk about the cost of living. Colorado Springs has seen a lot of growth over the past few years, and while it's still more affordable than the larger cities like Denver, the housing market is competitive. As of now, the median home price in Colorado Springs, I just looked today.
At the time of this recording.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, so a few things before I go over the stats, a few things. When we take Colorado Springs as a real estate market, we're pulling from a ton of different zip codes, right? And you have condos, like $150,000 condos, up to $1 million homes. Here in here in Peyton, we don't really have condos. And so our median price point is going to be a little bit higher, but it's also because of the inventory that we have.
Right.
So as of today, our local market in Colorado Springs, the average price point is about $495. Currently right now, it's about 47 days on market that houses are kind of sitting. Now, if we take a look at Peyton, the 80831 zip code, basically, your average price point is $574. So you can see that it's a pretty big difference. And when you take a look more into the data, you'll see that we have a ton of, over $1 million homes that are on acreage, which you can't find that in Colorado Springs. You can in like Black Forest and stuff like that, but in the heart of Colorado Springs, it's going to be more of that 400,000 to 600,000 price point. You'll see a ton of, and so that's what kind of draws those numbers down and up. And then here in 80831, average days on market is around 39. We don't have as many active listings in Peyton. There's only about 22 new ones within like the last 5 days.
Right.
Colorado Springs has 176.
Right. Well, and that's just another reason that if you are considering moving to the area, Colorado Springs, Peyton, wherever, we cover a lot of different areas, I would strongly suggest reaching out to us because what you see on paper isn't always necessarily true. If you take a house in Colorado Springs for $500,000 versus a home in Peyton or Falcon for $500,000, depending on the neighborhood, you're probably getting a lot bigger lot and a lot bigger home, maybe not a lot bigger, but a bigger home in general in Peyton compared to Colorado Springs. The taxes are also different, so we can save money there. So there's a lot of different factors that goes into purchasing in the different areas, especially if you're not here. So if you have any questions about moving to the Colorado area, leave a comment or shoot us a text, 719-238-1771. We help people just like you all the time move to Colorado Springs and the surrounding areas from all over the country.
Well, and I think one big thing too about the market before we get on to our next topic is that we can find you a home in whatever price point you're looking at. I had someone, I think it was like 2 years ago, she had reached out and she's like, I didn't realize that you didn't help with new builds, or that you do help with new builds. And it was like, yes, we help with everything. And then a lot of times, because we're big on social media and we do document a lot of our stuff, our day-to-day actions, and we own multiple businesses. And I had someone else and they were like, Crystal, you guys are always busy. Do you have time for us? And we always have time for you. We balance our workload so well, and we have amazing assistants to kind of help us with our back end stuff. A huge shout out to them. They know who they are, and they'll be listening to this video. We couldn't do it without them, but we always have time for you guys. And so no question is a stupid question. No question. You can ask us multiple questions. If you are looking to move into the Colorado Springs area, reach out to us and we'll at least help guide you in the right direction.
One of the questions that we get often is about the actual community itself, comparing Colorado Springs to Peyton. And what I can say to basically sum this up is Colorado Springs is great. You're going to find a great community there. Peyton is just a little bit smaller, and you're gonna find a great community here. I would generally say, because we have lived in Colorado Springs and we have lived in Peyton, I would say it's a little bit easier and a little bit faster to make connections in Peyton just because the population is smaller and the ability to go out into town of Peyton is smaller. You have very few select restaurants, you have very few select meetups, and then the community events are just a little bit more important because of that. I shouldn't say more important, but I should say they're a little bit more,
we capitalize on our population, and we host a lot of the events here in Peyton, but because a population is a little bit smaller, they feel a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, that's the way.
And so you don't get, it's not overwhelming. You know, I think with Colorado Springs, they host a ton of events, but you're pulling so many different families and so many different people, which is all great. Like one of the events that happens during the summer is Pride Fest. That pulls in millions of people. Like, I mean,
not millions, thousands.
A lot, you guys.
Thousands and thousands.
But it could be overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure.
It is like nonstop people, which is amazing. It's an amazing community, but I think it's just a different feel. It's a smaller feel, but a little bit more intimate. Colorado Springs definitely has a ton of the St. Patrick's Day parade just happened in downtown. That draws in thousands, not millions, but feels like millions. So there are a ton of different events. It just kind of depends on, and the great thing is if you live in Peyton, you can go to any of the events. It's not just isolated to your area.
And vice versa. If you live in Colorado Springs, you can come to events in Peyton. I would say Peyton is just a little bit slower vibe. It's smaller town. And you will definitely, especially if you put yourself out there, we talked about this in a previous video, how after COVID, people want that connection, but they're kind of scared or they don't really know how to reach out and make that connection to the community. But if you put yourself out there in either city, you're going to be totally fine. You're going to make tons of friends, and you will definitely be involved in the events and things going on.
Well, and I think too, here in Peyton, there's, bingo night, there's karaoke, a ton of, there's cornhole. But then in the Springs, it has the same stuff. It's just a bigger scale.
Right. Well, yeah. And if you're in Colorado Springs and you live next to, give me a bar.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Anyone off of the Powers Corridor near Stetson Hills, you name it. If you live right next to that, that's going to be your little community. If you live further close to Fountain, you're going to go to the local bar, whatever, in Fountain, or the local restaurant. And that becomes your routine. So you can kind of develop that wherever you're at in town. It just depends on how far you want to go and what vibes you're looking for and who hosts what different events. That's important too.
For our outdoor lovers, Colorado Springs is a gold mine with the iconic Garden of the Gods, Pikes Peak, Red Rock Canyon, North Cheyenne Canyon, and all of the hiking and biking trails around. You really do have endless outdoor activities, I feel, and they're literally right at your fingertips. Whether you're into hiking, rock climbing, mountain biking, paddle boarding, or even skiing and snowshoeing in the winter months, you've got year-round access to adventure right in our backyard.
Yeah, I would say the big difference on this one, Colorado Springs versus Peyton, is Peyton, you're going to get rural land. I pronounced that correctly. I was very surprised about that. Flat plains, farmland, like animals and things like that, versus in Colorado Springs, when you're closer to the mountains, the hiking trails, all the mountain activities, the creeks, the rivers, all of that fun stuff. So depending on what type of outdoor activities you're looking for, I would say, generally speaking, most people are going to prefer that Colorado Springs vibe, closer to the mountains, closer to the west side. But if you're looking for a different type of peace and tranquility, open plains land, which you can't really get a whole lot of land in Colorado Springs if you're looking to purchase a home, Peyton is going to be the better option for you there. You're going to be 30, 45-minute drive from Peyton to anything in the mountains, generally speaking, versus if you're in Colorado Springs, you can be as close as 5-10 minutes up to, I would say, max maybe a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, I think Colorado Springs definitely wins the outdoor scene. Peyton still is amazing, like Sean said. It's just a whole different vibe. It's very slow-paced.
Yep.
So I do think, though, if you're looking more in like the housing market, I think if you want a little bit more land and you don't want to be right next to your neighbor, Peyton wins for sure.
Yep.
Now, one of our last topics, and I hold it very dear to my heart because obviously we have kids, is the different communities. In Colorado Springs, some of our favorite communities, you've been showing a lot in Sterling Ranch, kids everywhere, totally family vibe.
Newer build community, District 20, which is a very sought after school district. Sterling Ranch is awesome.
Yeah. So
we love it.
The farm, beautiful, beautiful homes, mountain views on probably 80% of them. Family friendly for sure, just a little bit different feel. And then you have Banning Lewis is one of our favorites, Wolf Ranch, Cordera. Those neighborhoods, they all do so much for the community and they put on so many different events. Wolf Ranch has a little lake that you can go in and you can walk around, you can go paddleboarding. They host a ton of different events. Banning Lewis hosts a ton of different events. And then our heart is in Peyton. In Meridian Ranch, they have the community center, but we're also really big on a lot of the community events. And good old Facebook or good old social media, the little keyboard warriors decided to bash us because we host events, which was just kind of funny.
They were mad that we give out pumpkins and Easter eggs, which
just doesn't make any sense to me, you guys. But anyway, I just laughed about it. But we do. We host our Easter egg event, one of the Easter egg events in the community. Every single October-ish, we give out pumpkins. We give over 2,000 to 5,000. It depends because we just pick them from a farm. But we give out so many pumpkins and we throw a huge fall festival that brings in thousands of people. I think we're millions. I think we're up to about 10,000 people that come through our vendor event. And we are super big on that. And we're not the only ones that do it, right? There's so many other different events. The rec center puts on a lot of them. So I love the sense of community, especially in Meridian Ranch. Then you have Bentgrass too, which is another popular one, Woodman Hills.
Paintbrush Hills.
The areas in the neighborhoods in Peyton are they're small scale, but they put on so much. So there's always something to do. Food truck nights, they have different vendors. We have another agent friend who hosts in a subdivision events during the summer every week. I mean, there's something for you to do every single weekend, which I absolutely love.
So when it comes to the pros and cons of Colorado Springs versus Peyton, each one has their own unique charm, and it really just depends if you're wanting to stay closer to the city, closer to the amenities, or if you're wanting to get out of town a little bit, enjoy the quieter neighborhoods and a little bit more just peace. It really just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, comment below. Am I pro Peyton or pro Colorado Springs? And what is Sean? Put a comment below and let us know what you think, if we're pro Colorado Springs or pro Peyton. We love them both, and they truly are some of the best communities that we have here. And obviously we're a little biased because we've lived in both, but we would love to help you no matter what city or little town that you're wanting to get. If your move to Colorado Springs is something that's in the near future, reach out to us. We're happy to help.
And if you're not sure which community you're looking for and you're not quite ready to make the jump to Colorado Springs or Peyton to see things in person, just let us know. We do video tours all the time for clients that are out of state. We can show you the different areas. We can get drone footage so that you can see what the community looks like. We got you covered. So just reach out, comment below, or shoot us a text 719-238-1771.
And for now, we'll see you on the next one.